Alexander Isak continues to dominate the transfer headlines, with reports swinging between certainty and complete denial. A claim emerged that Liverpool had already secured the signing of the Newcastle striker. Though those reports were swiftly contradicted by other sources, speculation intensified after whispers suggested Liverpool were preparing to submit an improved £130 million offer for the Swedish forward before the weekend. Newcastle, however, are believed to be holding firm, only willing to sanction Isak's departure once they secure sufficient attacking reinforcements. They have already wrapped up a £70 million move for Germany international Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart, widely seen as Isak's potential replacement. Former striker-turned-journalist Jan-Oj Fikertoft added fuel to the fire when he boldly declared that the deal is done regarding Isak's transfer to Anfield, dropping the news just hours before Newcastle's clash with Leeds on Saturday night. Writing on X, he stated, Alexander Isak. Understand Isak. Deal is done. Newcastle away at Leeds tonight, so nothing expected before then. Fee expected to be around £130 million. Isak to Liverpool very likely to happen soon. Yet, those claims were immediately challenged. Respected journalist Ben Jacobs countered with his own update, insisting Liverpool sources denied any agreement was in place. Jacobs stressed that if a deal were to happen, it would likely be for less than £130 million, otherwise not at all still. He noted that Isak remained hopeful a move to Merseyside could materialize before the window closed. Interestingly, Fikertoft appeared to soften his stance later, speaking during his punditry role on beIN Sports ahead of Manchester United's match against Burnley. He admitted, "What I was told is the deal is agreed. Isak will go to Liverpool. But I also now see Liverpool denying it through their own sources. Some even claim the clubs are not speaking directly to each other. What I do know is that Woltemade, who has arrived from Stuttgart, is not a pure no.9. That's why Newcastle are still looking for at least two more forwards. Jon Wisser from Brentford and Jørgen Strand Larsen from Wolves are both targets. Time is of the essence. But everything I'm hearing is that Isak is on his way and a deal should be done soon." When pressed on whether Isak's move depended on Newcastle securing one of those additional strikers, he added, "I think Newcastle have reached the stage where they feel they must let him go. But they won't do it without having the strikers line up. Once those deals are sorted, Isak will join Liverpool, with Woltemade signed and further moves expected." Many now anticipate that the long-running Isak saga could finally reach its conclusion before the weekend ends. The big question remains, when will Liverpool's second bid officially land? As rumors circulate daily, transfer watchers continue to separate fact from fiction, ranking the most likely deals across the Premier League. Meanwhile, another high-profile England international faces his own crisis. Trent Alexander-Arnold's dream move to Real Madrid has quickly turned into a nightmare. Just months after leaving Liverpool, Madrid triggered an £8.4 million release clause to bring him in early, with manager Xabi Alonso keen to have the right back available for the FIFA Club World Cup. However, Trent missed the semi-final defeat to PSG through a minor injury, immediately raising concerns in Spain. He returned for Madrid's La Liga opener, but endured a nightmare display against Osasuna, losing possession 15 times before being substituted after just 67 minutes. Dani Carvajal, despite his age and recent ACL injury, has since regained his starting role and even captained the team on matchday 2. Alexander-Arnold has been reduced to late cameo appearances, with club insiders suggesting his main role this season will be managing Carvajal's workload rather than being first choice. This dip in form has also cost him at international level. England boss Thomas Tuchel has dropped Trent from his squad for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Andorra and Serbia, preferring Reece James, Tino Livramento, and Spence instead. The snub follows a disastrous June camp when Curtis Jones was bizarrely fielded at right back ahead of him in a game against Andorra, and Trent failed to play at all in a defeat to Senegal. Tuchel explained, "I'm a big admirer of Trent and Jack Grealish. They are top players. But in this camp we've gone with Reece James and Livramento for Trent's position, and Rashford and Ez ahead of Jack. It's about competition and balance. If Trent wants to truly impact the England team, he has to take the defensive side of his game much more seriously." It has been a brutal few months for the 26-year-old, who left Liverpool seeking greater success in Spain. Instead, he now finds himself fighting for minutes at club level and battling to keep his international dreams alive. His 2026 World Cup hopes already look under severe threat. Liverpool transfer news. Defender flies out to finalize exit with only a few days left before the transfer window closes. Liverpool are working overtime to finalize both incomings and outgoings. One senior player has already jetted out to complete a late switch away from Anfield. The Reds still have plenty of business to resolve. Crystal Palace captain Mark Gay remains firmly on their radar, but any potential deal hinges on Palace bringing in a replacement. That means Liverpool will need to stay patient if they want to push that transfer over the line. Alongside potential arrivals, exits are also a key part of Liverpool's strategy. Harvey Elliott has been consistently linked with RB Leipzig, and the German club are now in a position to make a serious move after receiving a hefty fee from Tottenham Hotspur for Xavi Simons. The funds are there to complete Elliott's signing if Liverpool are willing to let him go. But Elliott isn't the only player heading towards the exit door. Tsimikas edges closer to Roma. Movacostas. Tsimikas is closing in on a season-long loan to his Roma. Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio reports that the Greek left-back has already flown out to Italy for his medical, with an agreement close to being confirmed. Liverpool had originally hoped to sell Tsimikas on a permanent basis, after Milos Kerkez took his place in the squad. However, with time running out in the window, they've had to compromise by allowing him to leave temporarily. It's believed that Tsimikas himself preferred a loan move, which put pressure on Liverpool to accept Roma's proposal. Given the circumstances, the deal could be wrapped up today, with no clear long-term role left for him at Anfield. An exit always seemed inevitable. The question now is who will follow him. Elliott is one strong candidate, while uncertainty also remains over Ibrahima Konate and Federico Chiesa's futures. Robertson on course for new contract as Slot makes stance clear. While some players are preparing to depart, another Liverpool star looks set for an extension following positive words from manager Arne Slot. After last season's drama with expiring contracts, where Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold all entered their final 6 months. Before decisions were made, Liverpool are eager to avoid a repeat. Ultimately, Salah and Van Dijk stayed, penning 2-year extensions, while Alexander-Arnold shocked supporters by moving to Real Madrid. All three situations dominated headlines, not least because they were Liverpool's highest earners. This summer's contract picture is less dramatic, but still significant, with both Konate and Andy Robertson now in the final years of their deals. At present, Konate appears destined for Real Madrid, with talks over a renewal at Anfield progressing poorly. Robertson's situation, however, looks far more promising. Speaking to reporters, Slot confirmed Robertson has been appointed Liverpool's new vice-captain, a decision that underlines his importance both on and off the pitch. He's been here for years. He's lifted the league title twice, Slot explained. Last season it was Virgil, Trent, Robbo, and Mo in the leadership group. With Trent leaving, it made sense for him to step up. But beyond the obvious, he's a top player, always available, knows the culture of the club and the dressing room inside out. That's invaluable. Jurgen Klopp built a culture here, and Robertson is one of the players who keeps it alive. Liverpool are keen to retain those qualities, not something easily replicated on the transfer market. The long-term vision is that Kerkez becomes the starting left-back, while Robertson gradually shifts into more of a supporting role. Whether the Scot accepts that transition is another story, but competition between the two is expected this season. If Robertson can fend off Kerkez and maintain his starting spot, a new deal is virtually guaranteed, even if he ends up as second choice. Slot's comments suggest his leadership and experience alone make him worth keeping.